Hi everyone, we are going to work on lesson 9 from unit 1 today, and lesson 9 starts on page 75. So we have a couple different options when we get into the heart of the story here today, and that is we can do part of this online or we can do part of it right in your book. Okay, so starting on page 75, first thing I want you to do is think through this number talk, which is greater, and it says without calculating, decide which quotient is larger. So pause here, think those through, and again, without doing any work, think about which of those would be bigger. And again, hit pause and finish those 3 questions. Which one do you think is bigger? Without coming up with an answer, which one do you think is bigger? Okay, what I want you to notice is that at the bottom of page 75, we have this QR code, and you could use that QR code to do this lesson. You also could, if you type this into your browser, you could use, there's a little applet online that you could use to do this lesson, or you could do it in your notebook, okay? But that's at the bottom of page 75. But if we turn the page on 76, here's what we see. And it says, here is a rough sketch of Noah's bedroom, and it's not a scale drawing. And we remember why that's not a scale drawing. These lines aren't exactly straight, right? He kind of drew a rough sketch, but not necessarily drew it to scale. So we know that wall D is probably longer than wall B, but we don't know by exactly how much. But what he wants to do is he wants to create a floor plan that is a scale drawing. So here's what it says. It says the actual length of wall C is 4 meters. So let's see, wall C is right here, and that it says is 4 meters long. So a meter is like a yard is 3 feet, so about 12 feet long. It says to represent wall C, Noah draws a segment that is 16 centimeters long. So he's drawing a segment that is 16 centimeters, and the question is, what scale is he using? So here's what the big takeaway from this unit is, this lesson is. It's this idea of writing a scale. So we could say 16 centimeters equals 4 meters. That's one way to write that scale. We could also say, maybe if I divided, I notice both of those numbers are divisible by 4. I could also say 4 centimeters equals 1 meter. So there's lots of different ways to write the same scale. Can you come up with one more way to express that scale? So pause here, think of another way, maybe 2 different ways we could write that scale. Hit pause and answer the question. Okay, the next question says, discuss your thinking with your partner. How do your scales compare? You don't need to do that one because we are not together with a partner. But here's where the interesting part comes in. It says the actual lengths of wall A and wall D are 2.5 meters and 3.75 meters. So here we are, okay? Wall A and wall D are 2.5 meters and 3.75 meters. So wall A, 2.5 meters, and wall D, 3.75 meters. The question is, how long will these walls be on Noah's scale floor plan? Explain or show your reasoning. So let's think about this maybe by making a table. Okay, I'm going to make myself a little chart. And my chart is going to have the scale copy size and the actual size of the walls. Actual, and I spelled that wrong, sorry. Actual. Well, let's see. In the original drawing, the scale that Noah drew, the scale segment was 16 centimeters, and the real wall was 4 meters. And again, that comes back from right here, right? That was 4 meters to 16 centimeters. So let's see what's happening from one place to another. If I take that actual number, how do I go from the actual to the scale? Well, if I take that actual value and I multiply it by 4, I'm going to get the scale value. Well, the same thing's true with any of those walls. If I have wall D that is 2.5 meters long, if I multiply it by 4, I'm going to get the scale model. 2.5 times 4 happens to be 10 centimeters. You can check my math on that, okay? Wall D is 3.75 meters. And again, if I multiply it by 4, because the scale factor is the same for each one of those sides, I should get the answer. So let's see. 3.75 times 4, 0, 2, that's 28, that's 30, 12, that's 15, should be 15 centimeters long. Okay, so it's using that idea of that scale factor, in this case multiplying by 4, and we notice that the units changed, right? The units went from centimeters to meters, or from meters to centimeters. Okay? Now what I want you to try to do is to create Noah's scale drawing, and you can do this either in your book. You can just kind of draw it on page 76. It might not fit, but you can draw over the words, that's okay. Or if you hold your phone's camera up to this QR code, that will allow you to do the applet. Or again, if you type all of this into your browser bar, this whole thing, and hit enter, you should be taken to the same applet. Okay, so try to create Noah's drawing, Noah's scale drawing, his floor plan for his room. Okay, we will finish lesson 9, which includes a map of Utah and the lesson summary, and then some of the practice problems in class on Thursday, and then we'll do lesson 10 on Friday. Okay, so we have a lot to do in the next couple of days. We're winding down all of Unit 1, so we're almost done. We'll hopefully finish that up next week, and then we're ready for a big test on Chapter 1. Okay, so try to do that little bedroom floor plan online, or you could draw it in your book, and that is your homework for today. We'll see you in Zoom tomorrow. Okay, bye guys, have a good day.